So, uh,
Oh, that's a hard list. No lie.
none of them were bad.
I think they're all great and unique in their own way. I mean, none of them. You can't compare any of them.
We'll save that discussion when we get to it.
Facts. Save every one of us. Bum 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 bum. You know what theme song that is?
What?
It's Flash. Flash.
I have not watched that show since it first came out. Like I watched season 1 when I was like 13 or 14. I don't remember.
Oh, you're thinking
thing.
of the new
TV
one.
show.
The new one, but I'm talking about the 80s, like the old.
Oh, I've never seen anything from that.
The new one's like it's so fast, bro. I can't even. That probably sounds so bad on the mic. Bench to mic. Welcome back to the Bench to Mic podcast. I'm your host, Caleb Foltz, also known as CF3.
I'm also your host, Chris Cortez, also known as Chris Cortez.
I'm so glad I didn't mess it up like last podcast. The host. All right, guys. All right, so we are diving into another great episode. This is episode 20 of the Bench to Mic. We have done 20 episodes.
It's been a great summer. Ever since we've gotten back together, no Diddy
on the mic.
We've been great. Great consistent schedule. I can't complain.
Dude, but 20 episodes?
Yeah, 20. And we were at like what, 4, 5 going into the summer?
We were. And keep in mind, guys, this happened because Chris was like, dude, what if we like went to sports events and then we talked about it? And I'm like, do you actually want to do it? And Chris was like, yeah, man, if you have time for it. And then I just order $300 worth of podcasting equipment on Amazon, and I'm like, Chris, I bought stuff, and then we just started doing it.
Took it and ran,
dude.
May not have been the best experience or the best stadium or the best vlog we've done, but the John Carroll game will forever have a special place in my heart.
Dude, I love that video.
The pilot episode.
Yeah, the pilot episode. Gotcha. I'm not gonna lie, though, the pilot podcast, though, the first ever podcast, that was a fun episode.
That was fun.
In the basement, jamming.
Yeah,
fun.
We had no idea what we were talking about. We talked about like, hey, there was stuff that we talked too much about, stuff that we didn't talk that much about that we should have, but it was fun. Holds a special place in my heart, those 2 episodes.
For real. So before we get started, I want to talk about little updates on the channel. So school's about to start up, about to ramp up. We're both going to be really busy. I'm a D2 football player at Bluffton. Chris is a full-time science education. What's your official...
Yeah, AYA science education. I don't know. Every school labels them differently.
Yeah, and Chris is also working a campus job. I work 2 campus jobs, stuff like that. Very, very busy. We're going to try our best to make it work. We're hoping to get 1 episode out a week. We're definitely going to 1 game a week as long as my football schedule allows it. So the Bench to My podcast is still going to continue, and we appreciate all the support and love it's been getting. The last 3 episodes have been phenomenal on the channel. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it ramping. In terms of equipment in the future, I am looking into getting a 250-meter like Bluetooth mic to ramp up the workout videos and maybe even get like Chris talking from across the stadium.
Ooh.
How fun would that be? We should I could mic you up like going to talk to get us some pucks. Like I'll mic you up going to talk to the bodyguards.
That would be awesome.
That should be a fun segment. We should try that.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for that. I just thought about that on the fly. So.
Even if we don't want to say too much, but maybe at a Bluffton game could get some shots of me in the stands talking to different fans. Maybe bring Elijah along, have him recording.
That'd be amazing, dude. We should
across the stadium. That'd be pretty cool.
Fire, gas money. Fire.
I don't know if he'll be able to have a mic. You should just tuck your mind under your jersey,
dude.
Maybe.
Well, I talked to my head coach, and he's all for my channel as long as I don't disrespect the team. He's all for it. So all for it.
Maybe we'll just bag it over 5 times and 5-gallon five 5-gallon bags.
Gas money. We're looking into it. We're going to look into it. But yeah, guys, lots of exciting stuff. This is the peak of the channel. We are going to keep going. We're right here. We see the horizon. We got to keep climbing. We got to keep going.
And we're not coming down. This will be the most boring roller coaster ride ever because we will never come down. We're just going to keep going.
What a great analogy. Phenomenal analogy. Good stuff, Chris. All right, the segments for today's podcast. Chris, go ahead and talk to us about it, man.
So we kind of got a couple things planned recently. I think was it today or yesterday. The NFL officially announced their new kickoff rule,
and they're stupid.
Yeah,
they're so dumb.
They're horrible. They're horrible. Any hardcore NFL fans like us, we are very sorry for your losses, as this is a major, major loss. And I am eager to see how they will be implementing this in Madden because, yeah, this is
So they're
this is
using
horrible.
the new UFL kickoff rules, but also changing the way the onside kicks are done.
They're how do you okay?
What?
The UFL kickoff rules, regardless how you feel, they were different. They were unique. I personally, I wasn't the biggest fan of them, but like,
Really?
I'd rather have that than this. This is bad.
If we could bring back the old NFL of people actually returning the ball in that style of kickoff, yes. But in today's NFL, where every single kickoff just rolls back in the back of the end zone, I'm taking the UFL kickoff because
Me too.
I want to see returns. Like, you're ruining the game. I understand it's dangerous, but like, it's football. It's dangerous, and I want to see returns.
And you are in the top 1% of wealth in the United States of America. You are getting paid to play this sport. Play it.
Yeah, why?
You are making you are worth billions upon billions of dollars.
And oh, hey, fifth string receiver, you don't play very much, so take advantage when you get an opportunity to get the ball instead of like rolling the back of the end zone.
Exactly. Come on
And
now.
like Devin Hester's like records are never gonna get broken. Is Devin Hester holds the records? I think.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying.
The GOAT kick returner.
But I love the UFL rules because it's a different style, and it actually makes people return. So, and it is safer. And as a player, I do love safety.
Yeah.
Other
Kind of
other segments for forget.
kind of late news though. By the way, rest in peace, Jacoby Jones. Thoughts and prayers are with family and friends of the family of Jacoby Jones.
Jacoby Jones passed away.
A few weeks ago. Yeah.
Bro, I did not know.
Definitely. This was. I've seen quite a few NFL players pass away, but like it's getting to where now they're hitting close to home because these are guys that we grew up watching. Like we grew up watching Jacoby Jones. He was one of my favorite players in the NFL growing up.
Wasn't he just like a journeyman backup QB? Or
No.
was he a receiver? He was a receiver.
Wide receiver and kick
Yeah.
returner for the Ravens. He returned a kickoff for a touchdown in the Super Bowl, like right at the start of the second half, and that helped them win. But great guy,
Who
great
am I mixing
man.
up with? That's a backup QB. That's JJ. There's two J's. Is the last name. Josh Johnson. That's what I'm mixing it up
Yeah.
with.
Great man, great player. He will be missed though by everyone of his family and friends and the Baltimore Ravens organization. So very sad to see him go. I guess for the sake of football, of course, my most memorable play, one of my earliest memories of football was him returning the touchdown in the Super Bowl.
To be honest, I didn't watch it,
You
but
didn't watch
I
it?
did see the highlight when he passed away. So I did see it on Instagram. I just kind of forgot that I saw that he passed away.
Yeah. So once again, thoughts and prayers are with the family and friends
Absolutely.
and the Baltimore Ravens organization of Jacoby Jones.
Wow.
So, anyways, couple more
Somber.
segments we got.
Very somber.
We're going to be predicting the outcomes of the different football games we're going to be going to this fall. Because who doesn't like talking about football games that we're going to, right?
I'm definitely pumped.
That's kind of how this podcast started, right?
Oh yeah.
And then to finish it off, couple minutes of fun. We got best stadium that we've been to this summer because I don't know if you've noticed already, kind of geared, hunkering down, getting ready for school and football season to start. So no more vlogs coming this fall or this summer. You can check out the Instagram, staying true to that schedule we posted. And then of course the worst stadium, which it's gonna be a hard choice because in my opinion there wasn't a single bad stadium that we went to this summer.
No. And to be fair, you really can't compare because every different game we went to was like a different league.
Yeah. And two of them were in Canada. They weren't even in the United States. So you want to talk about a different league, talk about a different country.
And we'll definitely be diving into that.
Anyways, let's get this thing rolling. So,
Kickoff?
yeah, kick it off. Kicking off the BTM schedule, September 21st, Trine at Bluffton. That is a primetime game. I'm excited because I loosely follow D3 because he plays, and I didn't even know that there was such thing as a primetime game in D3. So this is pretty exciting.
I don't think they call him prime time. I think they just call him
Primetime.
time of the prime.
They call him primetime.
I own the only D3 game I knew that was played at night was the Otterbein Heidelberg homecoming game. They always play each other at night at Heidelberg Stadium. So I just knew that was a night game. I think I knew Wilmington and Capital, they play it at night as well as like a traditional rivalry. But Bluffton just installed lights I think 2021 season They just installed lights, so this is fairly new to them, and I'm not mad at it. And Trine, great opponent. So Trine finished third in the MIAA, which is the Michigan Conference, and Bluffton finished like third to last in the HCAC. It's an Indiana conference with like 2 Ohio teams in it. You know, so we're actually playing 2 MIAA opponents right away. Albion, which finished second, and Trine, who finished third. So we're playing 2 top 3 opponents in the neighboring conference. Very scary, but I'm telling you, Bluffton has so many returners. We brought everybody back except our quarterback from last year. Everyone's back. It's a primetime game at Bluffton. Home field advantage. It's going to be packed.
The entire town's going to be there to see it.
People love night games. At least last year's game was sick from what I saw. I'm telling you, Bluffton's coming out on top in a close game. Because Bluffton, we're climbing, right? Trine is complacent being that second, third place team. I mean, they've been like that in MIA for a hot minute. We were hungry. We went 4-6. We won 7-8 wins. We won a conference champ this year. We are hungry. We are ready to go. I see it in the guy's eyes. I see it in my coach's eyes. I just had to install today. Fun fact. He wants it. I'm telling you, we're going to be trying a good matchup. Can I give you my score?
Yeah, go for it.
21-14. Close game. We're hungry for it, though. It's in Bluffton. 21-14.
You read my mind. It's in Bluffton. It's a night game. Kicking off the season. Is it your first game?
First home game of the season. We're at Kenyon and at Albion for our first 2 games.
Home opener. All the students are going to be invested in the team this early on, and so the town of Bluffton. And I'm assuming they'll also be bringing, because don't they bring the football team out for a few games too?
They do.
This will probably be one because it's a night game. Give me the Beavers 21-20. It's gonna be a great game.
They're gonna miss a PAT to win it.
They'll kick 2 field goals.
Okay, I like that. My thing is too, if we go into that game 2-0, if we beat Albion, who beat Trine last year, I think we'll beat Trine because like if we beat Albion, who beat them last year, I think it gives us a good like ego boost going into the game.
Yeah.
So that really tell us, you know.
And if Bluffton starts 3-0, here's my cold seats hot takes of the day. I think they win the HCAC if they start off 3-0.
Honestly, yeah, because except Kenyon, Albion, and Trine, they would dominate the HCAC. In my opinion, I think the top like Alma's finished number 1, who beat actually my Mount Union when I was there. Fun fact, but I think the MIA is a much stronger conference than the HCAC, so any of those top 3 or 4 opponents could probably smack us around the HCAC. So I'm just saying, if we beat them, we're winning it. We're winning the conference. I want to see Bluffton win it. They haven't won once since 2000, and I want to see them win it. I want a playoff run, and I want to see my old school.
Yep. And 14 years later, it's gonna happen. I'm calling it right now. HCSC champs. Crown them. Ring them.
Ring it. Ring on my finger, right there. Ring. All right. So I got 21-14. Chris got 21-20.
Oh yeah. September 28th, we got Old Dominion at Bowling Green. It is the homecoming game, and it is the kickoff time is officially at 5 p.m. So it's going to be kind of a prime time. It's the exact kickoff time for Marshall. So like the first 3 quarters, it'll be sunset, and then fourth quarter, it's going to be under the lights. So this is what, your first ever primetime Division I game kind of under the lights?
Does the West Michigan game not count?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Never mind. First Saturday game they're going to see under the lights. And homecoming, let me tell you, it's packed.
Well,
it's popping.
You're saying D1? Because I'm saying, does my game not count the week before? But no, I got
D1.
D1, yeah.
Like I said, D1.
You just said D1, I think.
But yeah, it's going to be a great game. Homecoming, Old Dominion coming out of the Sun Belt Conference.
That's going to be just a fun vlog, too.
It's going to be high scoring. It's going to be so close. Old Dominion, they finished last season either 6-7 or 7-5, and they never lost a game by more than a touchdown. Like all their losses were a touchdown or less. Like even the great and powerful James Madison Dukes that went like 10-2, 11-1, beat them by like 3 or 4 points. Like I watched that game on TV and was at that game. It was insane.
Wow. So what's your score prediction then?
Score prediction? I don't know, man. It's going to be a heck of a game. I wouldn't be shocked with either come out, but I think, or with either outcome. But I think since it's homecoming, it's going to be semi under the lights. Homecoming's usually the highest attended game. So expect to be either a sellout or close to a sellout.
Awesome.
I think I got to roll with the Falcons on this one. Give me the Falcons 42-41. It's probably gonna be one of the best games that you ever see. Like
Wow.
the
That's a
last
hot
time they
take.
had a Sun Belt it was 2 years ago, my freshman year. Marshall came out of the Sun Belt. That game went to double overtime. It was insane.
I think I remember you talking about this.
Yeah, students, the whole stadium rushed the field after the game. I think the final score was like 30-28, 30-27. It was crazy.
And stay tuned for that game because we might be able to get on the field. We might. We have someone in the works that might help us get in the field a little bit early before the game. So
Stay
enjoy
tuned
that
for
vlog.
that.
Stay tuned
That's
for
going
that
to be a
vlog.
heck of a vlog.
I can't wait.
So
My take. I'm kind of going against Chris here. I saw BG's transfers. They brought in a good amount of defensive transfers from Power 5. I guess it's now Power 4.
yeah, Power 4,
Power
5.
4, Power 4 schools. They brought in a good amount on the defensive side of the ball. And the only place that BG really struggled, in my opinion, on defense when I watched them were DBs. And I saw 1 or 2 DB transfers come in.
They got first team All MAC. I can't remember his name, but he's from Northern Illinois.
Hey man, I ain't
As
complaining.
safety. So
If those DBs get in check, man, I like the D line. I love the D line at BG. Did they graduate that one DN, or is he going?
he transferred to Texas A&M, but everyone else came back.
Well, that's great. I don't know. I think it's going to be a decent scoring game because also BG's offense goes crazy. But I think BG's going to separate themselves. I think it's BG's year. I think it's the same thing as Bluffton. BG has something to prove. They have all the returners in the world. They have amazing Power 4 transfers. It's BG's year, bro. They're winning the conference, in my opinion. I'm going 36-24.
36-24.
BG.
It's a fair score. Kind of like pulling away end of third quarter, fourth quarter.
I want to give BG's defense more credit.
Right.
I want to give BG's defense because they deserve some more love than what you gave them.
That's fair. That's a fair statement. I guess we'll find out. But I'm telling you, man, you've never seen a Sun Belt team. The Sun Belt, they don't call it the Fun Belt for nothing. The Sun Belt offenses are among the best offenses in Group of 5 football. It's like take Big 12 and make it. You know how the stereotype of Big 12, there's no defense, all offense.
Mm-hmm.
Take the Big 12 and make it a Group of 5. That's the Sun Belt. They don't call it the Fun Belt for nothing.
I'm pumped then, dude.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
excited.
going to be a heck of a game.
I can't wait. All right. Next game, Chris.
Next game. Oh, can't read. October 6th. New league alert. New league. Oh, wait, who was it again? I can't remember.
Right State.
Yeah, Wright State at Ohio State Club football, where we will be watching one of our good friends. Shout out Luke.
Shout out Luke to our guy, man.
And this is a Sunday game. This is our first ever
Sunday
vlog
game.
on a Sunday.
It's not an NFL game.
Not an NFL game? Yeah. But it's
Wow.
football. It's football on a Sunday.
Football is football on a Sunday.
Football on a Sunday.
I'm gonna go get beat up on Saturday and then go watch my boy get beat up on Sunday.
Oh,
So,
yeah. I know absolutely nothing about Wright State, but from what him and Luke have told me, Ohio State has the best club football team in the world. So I don't know who's on the team. I don't know their stats. I don't know anything. I know Luke's on the team, and in high school he was really good. So I'm going to just say Ohio State club football wins 70-0. Luke runs for 300 yards and 4 touchdowns.
That's an amazing take, and I really appreciate the support that you give
Make
to
a
Luke.
short out of it. I'm calling it. If there's any game I'm going to bet on, it's this one.
Wow. You have a lot of free time. So, I know a little bit about club because I was actually recruited to Wright State. They offered me out of high school. I didn't post about it because, I don't want to post about a club team offering me.
They do have a signing day, though. I see a few people sign, and I think that's pretty cool.
That
They
is-
have a signing day.
Don't hate the club, man. The club league is it's kind of weird. They're not very competitive outside, like, because there's only like 6 or 7 teams, so they'll play like 3 or 4 like D3 JV teams to, like, fill. And like I know Luke's playing in Wittenberg. They're playing like a prep school out of Cincinnati. They played Mount Union back in 2021 before I got there. But Ohio State and Toledo have historically dominated that league or conference. I'm not sure if it's a league or a conference. I'm not really sure.
I don't know.
But Ohio State's won some natties in that league, and they're pretty good. They had 2 or 3 guys last year that played on the club team last year. Now I've walked on to Ohio State's
Congratulations
varsity
to
team.
those guys. Don't know
Congrats.
who you are, but if you're watching this, shout out to you.
I know one was a receiver and he's yoked. But Yeah, Ohio State Club. Wright State's never been that great. I've actually watched one of the games on TV when I was bored. So I'm going to Ohio State. Got to support my boy Luke. I'm gonna say it's a close game. I'm gonna go 24-14
24-14. So you think it'll be closer than 70-0?
because it's not because of dominance or who's better. Club teams just don't practice as much. It's like it's perfectly in between like a semi-pro team and D3 like college. Like they have like a college workout. A lot of the workouts are optional. They're just not the commitment level or the team chemistry level. So in my opinion, I think that's gonna screw them up. If the game's gonna fall either way, it's the lack of team chemistry and the lack of practicing.
It's a fair take. I'm honestly that's one of the games I'm most excited for. Like I said, it's just a new league, new feel for the game,
New outlet for the BTM.
Yeah, new outlet for the BTM. Because who knows? Like I know nothing about this league, but from what they've shown me, it looks like just a fun quality league.
I mean, it's
Like
great.
I don't think there's any other words to describe it. It's just a great, fun, quality league for guys that just love the game that didn't have the opportunity to in NCAA.
It's great for guys who can't afford, like, if they don't go D1 or D2, but they can't afford, like, going to a private D3 school.
Exactly.
They can go get a great education, Ohio State, Toledo, Wright State, wherever other schools are, and play the sport that they love and play at a high level.
And you know what? At the end of the day, as a football first podcast, we can't ever hate anybody that playing just for the love of the game.
Absolutely. I mean,
So
one
who
of the
knows?
hosts does that. So.
Maybe we'll see. What?
I said one of the hosts does that.
Uh,
But yeah, we are pumped for that game. Shout out October 6th, vlog, podcast. It's gonna be a great week.
Yeah.
October 20th, New York Jets at Pittsburgh Steelers. This one we want to say is official, but it is still a kind of a big if because it is an NFL game.
Quick reminder though, the whole schedule it's tentative, so things are due to change. So this is one of the few on here that are kind of up in the air. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's at Pittsburgh. I'm as a Bengals fan, I'm not excited to go sit in this Pittsburgh Stadium, but I am excited to go watch Aaron Rodgers dominate and get the chance that we've been waiting for the last
to watch
year.
him.
It's been a year and a half now, but he's freaking quit getting hurt. Quit doing it. We just want to see him play. They're not even. I saw an Instagram article thing that he's not playing the preseason.
No.
So happy about that. Keep the man off the field as much as you can. Honestly, freaking put the third string in. Put the kicker in.
Honestly, just please rest him up until that game.
Just only put him in on third and fourth down.
Yeah.
Put the punter in on first and second. Air Rod third and fourth down. It'll work. I want to see A Rod take the Jets to a freaking Super Bowl, dude.
I just want to see the playoffs. They haven't been to the playoffs since I was in like 5th or 6th grade. Like I was a little baby.
And that was Sanchez, right?
Sanchez.
Sanchez.
I
I don't think I've ever heard that nickname before. Did you just come up with that, or is that
Nope.
another thing?
That's been his nickname.
I didn't know that.
The Sanchez.
Sanchez. He was good for one season.
Yeah.
Poor guy. All right.
But-
What's our take? What's our take, man?
Jets have a good team that going this year. They're kind of going all in. They're in a win now mode. Steelers, I think they'll.
They have some names, but they're a big if.
Yeah, I think the Steelers will go 8-9. I think I might have said that in our last predictions episode when the schedules came out. But anyways, Steelers will be consistent. They always have a great defense that you could trot me or him out there on Pittsburgh defense, and we'll be an All-Pro linebacker, defensive line. Or
Mike
DB.
Tomlin just a good.
He's just
coach.
a great coach. He could name one of these coats that he has hanging up. They could be an All-Pro linebacker in Mike Tomlin's defense.
You could put a toothpick out there or a string, and it'd be a lockdown corner.
I think it'll still be a great game regardless of how good Pittsburgh is going into that game. But it'll be a heck of an atmosphere. Sunday Night Football in Pittsburgh, PA. Not many places have a great atmosphere like Pittsburgh. Great history behind the team. But ultimately, I'm going to go with the New York Jets 20-16. It's going to be a great game. It's going to be a slugfest, though, defensive battle. I think Aaron Rodgers will throw for maybe 200 yards if he's lucky. It'll be a slugfest.
It'd be really cool to see either Russ Wilson or Justin Fields play in person. That'd be kind of a cool experience. Like, imagine Russell Wilson go up against A-Rod. That's like that's our childhood, you know?
That'd be a childhood matchup.
But for me, what I'm excited for most is getting a terrible towel to hang up in the man hut.
Oh, I'm getting a terrible towel. I despise the Pittsburgh Steelers, but I want a terrible towel from Heinz Field.
You have to get one.
Yeah, you have to, or not. Excuse me, not Heinz Field. Acrisure Stadium. That's right. They renamed it.
They changed it twice now?
No, Paycor's the Bengals. Acrissure's Steelers.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
For me, Pittsburgh at home. There's a lot of ifs in there. Russell Wilson had a bad 2 seasons with the Broncos. Justin Fields, I don't know. He got a lot of hate in the Bears, but I'm a Justin Fields truther. It's not Najee Harris is not really any good at all.
He's not, but like he's a great dude, and he's consistently getting 1,000 yards. But anymore, it's easy to
but
get
he
1,000
also
yards.
has double the carries any other running back has.
His yards per carry is like 3
I think it was 2.7
or 2.7. Yeah,
something like that. But for me, George Pickens though at receiver, right? Ooh,
I love George Pickens.
I love George, dude. That one catch he had last year. Oh boy!
I saw it in person, not last year, but the one against the Browns. One hand on the sideline. Oh my goodness, that was crazy.
Seeing in person,
I saw the Browns catch
I
in
bet
person.
watching like his body elongate, it's gotta be so weird, dude. For me, I don't know, cause like Russell Wilson was part of the Legion of Boom and that squad, and I don't know, it's hard for me because I'm not a fan of either team, but I want to see as a best friend to a Jets fan, I gotta go A-Rod 70 Steelers nothing.
Wow,
A-Rod's he's gonna dominate all the way to the Super Bowl. That's what I want to see.
that takes hotter than
Unless he plays the Bengals, then I want him to die and suffer and tear both of his Achilles.
takes hotter than my 70-0 take the Ohio State club team.
November 5th, BG at CMU. That's also a big if I get out of class in time.
Yeah.
But
This is a midweek action game.
midweek action. We went to Western Michigan and Kalamazoo last year. This year, where's Central Michigan at?
Central Michigan, Mount Pleasant, Michigan.
That's actually a fire name for a town, Mount Pleasant.
And it fits. The university name fits so well.
And their stadium
because-
looks sick in pictures.
Oh, it's the biggest stadium in the MAC.
I can't wait, dude.
I can't wait either. And Central Michigan lives up to the name as a directional university because they are dead center in the state of Michigan. Wow. Can't wait for that game, but
Are they good at football? No.
not
Chippewas.
really. Not really. Chippewas not firing up this year. That's their hashtag. Fire up, Chips. Chips ain't firing up this year.
Dang.
Unfortunately.
Dang, I mean.
But they're probably they're one of the teams I always pull for, if not my school.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
score prediction?
Score prediction, midweek action game. We're going to be the only two people in the stands. Central Michigan, notorious for snowing at that time of the year. So definitely.
game?
Oh, dude. Every November, Central Michigan has the best snow games because they're right in the jet stream of snow.
Wow, dude.
Look it up. Central Michigan snow games. Every year they have a snow game. I think, and it's that week. So snow game in possible snow game in Central Michigan. Regardless, it's gonna be like 20, maybe 10 degrees. It's gonna be freezing cold in the dead of night. But once again, I'm going all in on the Falcons this year. Even though that it's at Mount Pleasant, but there's not going to be much of an atmosphere there because we're going to be the only two people in the stands.
How did you guess that? November 5th of 2023, they played Central Michigan played at Western Michigan.
Yeah, they did, and it was a snow game.
Dude,
Like it's like every
exact
week.
same date, dude.
Yeah.
Wow. Anyways, go ahead.
I'm gonna go Falcons. Falcons 16, Central Michigan 10. 16-10. It's just gonna be an absolute slugfest.
Because
it's
of the
gonna
weather?
be close. Because of the weather, it's cold. Nobody wants to play on a It's Tuesday. It's gonna be the official.
They got class tomorrow.
The top 25 rankings won't even be out yet, and it's Tuesday.
Wow.
Come on, who wants to play football on a Tuesday?
I think BG is a way better team, and I think they're like I said. I think BG's like going to win the conference. I think they have the best chance of any MAC school. But I don't think they're not going to want to be there. So they're going to just like put Levi Gazeric back at QB and just run the ball up the gut, or they're going to give it to 44.
Harold Fannin, number 0 now. By the way.
Number 0 now. Harold Fan. He's just going to get the rock every play. I just think they're going to like mosey on through CMU and not even care.
Yeah, kind of just like sleepwalk.
But if they want to be there, 70-0. Again.
That's fair. CMU's not really a physical team. I mean, they basically played with their food last year with Western. I think Western might have beat them, and BG beat them like 35-7.
Wow. I mean, dear Lord.
Yeah, but it'll be a fun time going to the biggest stadium in the MAC, and of course, you can't ever hit on midweek action. Come on now, because the weirdest, most wackiest plays in all of Division I sports happens in the dead of night during midweek action. Wow. Anyways, moving on. What do we got? November 16th.
Defiance
at Bluffton.
Bluffton.
The largest rivalry in the state of Ohio. Compares to none. What's the Battle of I-75? What's the Battle of the Bell?
We had the battle for the hammer. The
And
battle for the hammer.
Bells crush, hammers crush bells. Hammers build highways. This is the biggest rivalry in the state of Ohio, people.
And
Let's get it
what's
now.
crazy about this, NAIA versus D3.
Woo!
Defiance. This will be Defiance first year giving out athletic scholarships to its student athletes, where Bluffton yet has none. But NAIA also has roster limits.
Oh,
So they'll have 120 guys on the sideline, Defiance will, but we can have
500.
500 dudes if we really wanted to. Now, obviously, that would be
Suit me
not-
up. Suit me up. I'm ready.
Chris, get off the sideline. But Defiance at Bluffton, man. I think I don't care who they are because it's just a year. I think what's gonna happen is they're just gonna give their D3 guys scholarships. Don't leave, please. Here's some scholarships. But also NAIA, they can't give full scholarships at NAIA level. There's no full scholarships. They only have like 25 full, and they obviously break it up among the whole team. So. I mean, that's how they should do it. I mean, that would suck if they only gave out 25 full and the rest of everybody else was
that'd be
left,
horrible.
left for themselves. But, yeah, Defiance of Bluffton. Bluffton, man, I think it's going to be a good game because end of the year, this game will determine if – well, actually, are they still considered in the conference?
I doubt it if they're
'Cause
NAIA.
No, I think this is their first year in their NAIA conference. So I guess it's considered a non-conference game. I know Defiance is also playing Rose-Hulman, Manchester. They're still playing like 3 or 4 D3 HCAC opponents. Man, I'm burping. I'm sorry. But, yeah, I just think it's too early. I think they're not going to be a full scholarship level team yet. I mean, I don't think they're going to be that great. They lost a lot. They lost their starting QB he went overseas to play pro ball. Congrats to him. Jordan Ambrose, congrats to you, man. Great opportunity for yourself. I think it's Poland. He's playing in the Poland.
Congratulations.
The Poland Pro League. But they still got Tyshawn. No, actually, I think Tyshawn might graduate. They're big old running back. They have a whole fresh start team. We have a bunch of returners. I think it's going to be a slap. We're keeping the hammer. It's a slap. I'm going Bluffton 32, Defiance 7.
Like he said, Bluffton's returning everybody. Meanwhile, Defiance lost everybody. Bluffton is in a win-now situation. I had no other choice, and it's at Bluffton, so the whole town's going to be there. They're of course going to have lots of recruits they're visiting too. I think they're going to take the hammer. I think they're going to squish the Yellow Jackets. Yellow Jackets, right? Or Hornets?
Yellow Jackets.
I think they're going to squish the Yellow Jackets with that hammer, then walk away.
Do you think sorry, go ahead.
Oh, you're good. But it's going to be a great game, though, because you can never count out that game for either team. So give me the Beavers, 35. Defiance, 30. It's going to be a great game.
Do you think any aspect of like scholarship athlete versus non-scholarship athlete is going to play into this at all? Like, do you think they're going to bring anybody crazy because now they're a scholarship offering program?
It's plausible. It's possible.
I don't know. I just don't see it. I don't think
anybody crazy, but definitely the talent level should be up because people want money.
Yeah, but also I don't think anybody's craving for any. I turned down an NAIA scholarship to go D3 because, I mean, one, I got like academic scholarships from D3, but NAIA, I mean, I got nothing but the athletic scholarship, and it was only like a third of the tuition.
And they say what NCAA is a step up from NAIA too, right?
They say
Division III's a step up from NAIA,
because
right?
there's 2 divisions in NAIA, and they say NAIA D1 is like equivalent to a lower D2 high D3. That's what the equivalent is.
So I guess we're gonna test that theory then.
Yeah, I mean, if they're low D2, then I mean, we'll see.
Hey, we'll also be able to tell based off of if Defiance is competitive in their conference or not. Because Bluffton beat them last year.
If you guys want us to check out the roster when the rosters come out, we will check out Defiance's roster and see, and compared to Bluffton, it's like see different size of athletes, maybe who they brought in, maybe some transfers. We'll check it out if you guys want to see it. Leave in the comment below. We'll definitely check out their roster in terms of now going from D3 to a scholarship program.
Very excited for that game, though.
So what's your score prediction? Did you get that?
Yeah, 35-30 Bluffton.
Wow, so you think it's still going to be close because it's a rivalry game?
Rivalry game, can't ever count any team out in a rivalry game. It's going to be close. High scoring game, just like last year. I believe last year, Bluffton won on like a Fail Mary.
It was, I think we won by like 2 touchdowns actually. It was like
really?
It was a good little beatdown.
I thought it was close. Maybe it was 2 years ago. Then I don't know.
Oh yeah,
I thought it was at Defiance, and they won on like a last second play where Defiance like failed a Hail Mary or something.
That might have been 2 years ago. Okay, last year was like a good. I mean, I can look it up real quick if you want me to check it out. Defiance versus Bluffton football 2023. This is very important because now I'm Bluffton Beaver, so I got to do it for my pride. We went 4-6 last year, and we won we beat Defiance 42-35.
Oh yeah. And then that was the game. I just remember people on social media that I know that go to Bluffton University. They were recording like stories and stuff and posting about it, and I saw that and I was like, oh, it looks like it was a pretty good game.
I mean, it's a rivalry game. It's always going to be good.
Exactly. My point exactly. That's why it's going to be 35-30.
I just think we have too many returners. I think we have too much experience. We have too many vets. I think we brought in some good transfers too.
Right.
Shout out CF3. November 23rd, BG at Ball State or an HCAC bowl game.
This is kind of where our schedule gets really tentative and weird. So
I'll let you dive into the Ball State game, and then I'll talk about the bowl game series.
For sure. I think this is pretty cut and dry. Bowling Green beat Ball State last year. It was really, really close, though. Ball State missed a go-ahead field goal to tie the game. But this year, I don't think it's going to be that way because Ball State lost quite a few players. They are returning their quarterback. I love their quarterback. But once again, Bowling Green's on a mission to win the MAC this year. I don't think they're going to be sleeping on any of their opponents. So I think Bowling Green's going to take this 30-10. 30-10 at Ball State. Late in the year, this is kind of when the team that plays in the MAC championship gets decided this time of year. I think it'll be an old-fashioned beatdown because they're going to be hungry.
Did you give a score?
30-10, yeah. 30 to 10.
I just need to listen. I don't know why. I keep missing when he says a score.
He's already focused on the HCAC bowl game.
I'm trying to think how I want to explain it. But
I know nothing about this game, so I'm going to let this guy take it. I did my part on this.
Should I give my take on the BG Ball State game? Or
Sure, yeah, you can give a little snippet.
I don't know anything about Ball State. I know they suck. You guys know how I felt about them in the last video talking about.
They went 4-8 last year. I'm pretty sure what we discussed in the
they stink
in the ratings video that
exactly.
we did.
They stink.
Yeah.
BG returners, dogs, transfers, dogs. It's gonna be 70-0. BG Ball State
70-0. We've had 3 or 4 70-0 score predictions. This is gonna be a crazy season this year.
Crazy. HCAC bowl game. So I shouldn't even call it the HCAC bowl game. It's a mixture of 3 conferences. So the Pac, gonna be the Pac-12 in 2025. So the Pac-12 is coming to D3 in 2025.
The Pac-12 returning
to D3,
the D3 edition.
D3 edition. It's the OAC, the Pac, and I think it's literally just the Pennsylvania Athletic Association, and then the OAC Ohio Athletic Conference and the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference all coming together to make a bowl game. It actually might be and it's the NCAC. I'm sorry, the North Coast Atlantic Conference.
This guy knows D3 conferences.
I'm a nerd, dude. I love D3. All 4 conferences come together. So the second bid teams in the conference. So D3 is now expanded to like a 40-team tournament. So there's a lot more extra bids in terms of the playoffs. So there might be a good chance the HCAC might, if we don't win, we might get an extra bid. But whatever team, the second or third place team, whatever is left out of the playoffs, they get to go play in a bowl game in Canton Hall of Fame Stadium. So it would suck if we didn't win the conference. I would love to be a part of that. I think this is the year that we gotta do it because we're losing a lot of guys after this year. But if we play in a bowl game in Canton Hall of Fame, I mean that's where we play our state championship games in high school. Yeah. I mean it'd be sweet, and get a bowl ring. I'm not sure what they're calling the bowl game, but 4 conferences, all second place or third place, depending if they don't make the playoffs or not, whatever, random bids, get to go play in the Canton Hall of Fame Stadium. And how cool would it be to go play like a PAC team that we're likely never going to actually see? Yeah. Like, because we only we play Indiana and Michigan teams. Like, we try to stay local in D3. You don't see a lot of flying around. Maryhart and Baylor does that. Linfield does that because they're 2 dominant teams in the middle of freaking nowhere. But in terms of most D3s, we're all in kind of the Midwest. We're all kind of on the East Coast. I got my directions right. East Coast. Yes, I've messed up my directions twice on this podcast. East Coast. So yes, 4 conferences, second place teams, Canton Hall of Fame Stadium. I would love to do it, but I want to win a conference. I want to go to the playoffs. I want to be on a team that makes a run in the playoffs. I have so much pride for that. But a bowl game, a D3 bowl game, that's some pride right there. That'd be cool to be like, yeah, I played a D3 bowl game because they're pretty new. There's only I think there was like 2 or 3 last year but they're like down south. But if we bring it up here, fire. I mean,
Couldn't have been in a better place either. Like, yeah,
Exactly.
you got Ohio Stadium, you got the Glass Bowl or Nippert Stadium in Ohio, but come on now. You
And-
want to play in the Hall of Fame Stadium, the
and
place
the
where
D3 Staples played there.
and every single NFL season is kicked off by the Hall of Fame game at the Hall of Fame Stadium. It's the place to be, and every single Ohio State high school kid always dreams of playing there in the state championship game.
Exactly. I always watch Marion Local play there. I watch that game on TV or WSN, wherever.
Every year, every year.
Gotta watch it. But yeah, it'd be sweet to go play in it. But at the same time, I want to make the playoffs. So very pumped for that. But I hope we make it. But at the same time, I hope we don't. So
for the sake of predictions, I think Bluffton beats whoever they play 20-10.
I hope we play like, dude. How cool would it be to play an OAC team though? Like play an OAC team again. Like what if I get to play like
Mount Union? The revenge game?
Well, that would require Mount Union to lose like John Kill or something to miss the playoff. But honestly,
But the revenge game.
I hope we get revenge in the playoffs because then if we knock Mount Union out of the playoffs, that's more of a gut wrenching like. I'd go up to the coach and be like, yeah. No, I'm just kidding.
This man's Instagram would be flooded.
Dude.
I guarantee that the week that they beat Mount Union in the playoffs, he's gonna make 10 different Instagram posts, 20 different Instagram reels. His profile picture is gonna be him probably doing some weird pose in front of the scoreboard. I don't know, his whole Instagram and social media is just gonna change if they beat Mount Union in the playoffs.
I'd probably retire because I made Mount Union my son, so I'd probably retire.
Son him.
I sunned a whole campus, a whole student body, a whole coaching staff. I sunned them.
Print out like 100 photos of your face and just plaster them on campus that night.
That'd be fire, dude. I still have love for Mount Union though. So, but if we see you guys, it'd be amazing to play in the playoffs.
All jokes, of course.
Absolutely.
Not really.
All right, go ahead, Chris.
Oh, gotta zoom in on this because the tagging logos. November 30th. Wow, we did this a long time ago. This was kind of an idea we threw around because November 30th we didn't have anything planned, so we're just like, it's an open Saturday. So we got Purdue at Indiana, the Battle of the Barrel, I believe is what it's called, or the old Oaken Bucket or something like that, or Louisville at Kentucky. That's an SEC stadium with an SEC crowd.
What conference is Purdue and Indiana? That's big.
Big Ten.
Big Ten.
And Louisville versus Kentucky, it's an ACC team taking on an SEC team, but that is each team's biggest rival, yeah. So that two very, very big rivalries, Purdue and Indiana. Those are their two schools' biggest rival. Another game we had thrown around was I think TCU is traveling to Cincinnati, and we're going to be seeing Kendra. We might be seeing Kendra again that weekend. We'll see. That was another Big 12 game we were thinking about, and also another game if we can make it work. Not sure. This is probably the least likely because of how expensive tickets are and how hard they are to come by. But Michigan at Ohio State, that was another one we had planned.
And honestly, if we can't go to a game, leave a video, leave a game in the comment. We'll react to like a live stream. We'll live stream it, and we'll just be like sitting in the man hut, and we'll just be like, "Yo, this is we're gonna watch this game," and you can watch our reactions that way.
Yeah.
If we can't make it to any sort of game, I know my season will either be coming to a close or will be in a deep run in the playoffs at that time. So, I don't know. Just leave in the comments.
Comments. Let us know
a game if we can't make it to a game.
Yeah. This was kind of just a game. This is kind of just like one where we just had an open Saturday. Content could be there. We'll see.
It'll be a week of. We'll let you guys know the week of kind of like what the game plan is.
That'll be a play by ear. But for the sake of the video, Purdue versus Indiana. Purdue dominates this rivalry year in, year out. It's at Indiana, though. Indiana's a really hard place to play at. But Indiana is not the Indiana teams of old where, excuse me, I burped again.
Disgusting.
Where they are known to beat ranked teams at home just because it's at Indiana. But I think Purdue's going to go in there and shellac them. I think it's going to be 30-10.
Shellac.
Yeah, shellac them. Louisville at Kentucky. I love this rivalry so much because Kentucky, for some reason, always beats Louisville, no matter how good Louisville is. Because I just remember the Lamar Jackson-led Louisville Cardinals would travel to Kentucky, and they just get beat. Like, it wouldn't even be close. They'd get beat like 40-30, 30 to like 15. Kentucky kind of owns Louisville. So I would go Kentucky to come out on top. I think Kentucky beat them last year. It was at Louisville. So I think Kentucky wins this year. Give me the Wildcats 30-20. Go Cats. Cats by 90. I think that's
Go Cats.
Cats by 90.
So for me, I'm not even thinking about the score. I'm not even thinking about the game. I'm thinking about the jersey matchup. We got like a gold and black
Oh,
versus a
yes.
white and red.
Yes.
And like Indiana's red it's like a dark red. It's
Awesome.
beautiful.
You had an old Indiana jersey.
I still have it.
You still have
It's
it.
up in the loft.
Maybe if we go to that game.
Why don't I have it hung up? Oh well, if I go
Maybe
to the game,
if we go to the game, then
we'll
it'll be
hang
back
it up.
up.
We'll hang it back up. And then Louisville and Kentucky. I love Louisville's shiny helmets.
Yes.
I love their it's a home Louisville.
At-
So it's away. I love
Away.
their all white uniforms. Woo-wee! And Kentucky's blue. Oh my god.
I love Kentucky's uniforms. They're
If
probably
we go
one
to
of the
these
best
games,
in SEC.
This might be the best matchup, rivaling the Western Michigan and BG. Those uniform matchups were fire, but other than I don't know, these two games, the jersey matchups go crazy.
If we're getting paid by then, who knows?
Ooh, baby.
Maybe you'll see a custom BTM jersey hanging from the rafters of Kentucky or
Dude,
Indiana.
We gotta start putting our name on the back of jerseys.
Once we start making serious cash, we were talking at the Toledo Mudhens game. We were thinking, at some of these games, if they give out custom jerseys, we ought to just walk, as our annual souvenir, just walk out with a jersey with BTM on.
At
the
NFL games, you just go up to that electronic board and type in your
They had it
name.
at the Mudhens game, remember?
They did?
Yeah.
I actually was not paying attention to that at all.
They had it at the Mudhens game.
We gotta go back. Yeah, for me, score prediction wise, I don't know anything about Purdue or Indiana. I know Indiana flipping sucks against Ohio State. I know that.
Yeah.
So
They're bad.
I like Purdue. They're the Boilermakers.
Boilermakers. I love their old logo from the early 2000s of the train. The old train logo. Now it's just a brown P. Anyways, if you see brown P, you need to go see. Go to the hospital. Go to the hospital.
Go to the hospital.
Yeah, go to the hospital.
But yeah, for me, I don't know. I think Purdue's gonna win. I don't have a score to be honest. I just think Purdue's gonna beat Indiana. And for Louisville at Kentucky, I don't know anything about them. I know the jersey matchup can go crazy, but I like Kentucky's blue more. But Kentucky's uniforms are better all around, but Louisville has a better helmet. But I guess I gotta go Kentucky because it's the full uniform. So I'm going Kentucky winning. I don't have a score for that either.
SEC. It just means more.
It just means more.
And if we do go to that game, rest assured we will either will we have a separate video of the tailgate, because SEC tailgates are crazy.
I mean, it could just be part of the vlog. A huge part of the vlog.
We'll
segment.
definitely have a segment though of the tailgate scene, because it's going to be crazy. Rest assured, we've always wanted to go an SEC game to see the environment inside and outside the stadium. So where there will be a tailgate segment.
Fire gas money.
Fire gas money from Ohio.
From
wow,
Ohio.
wow, that was bad. I should never say that again. Anyways,
Clip that. Chat, clip that.
no. Okay, December 19th, the season 2. Wait, no, not the season 2 finale, but the fall 2024 finale of the BTM podcast. And what a finale it is! We got the Cleveland Browns taking on the Cincinnati Bengals in the Battle of Ohio.
AFC North.
Rivalry game. And this one's going to be even more heated because it's in December, middle of December.
Actually, it's gonna be cold. Not gonna be heated.
Well,
It's gonna be cold. The Bengals Stadium's
in
cold.
spirit, it'll be heated because this will be, assuming both teams are going to be really good going down the stretch, it'll be deciding a playoff spot.
I'll be wearing my AJ Green jersey hung up right over here.
Oh, yeah.
You can't see it's off camera, but I'll be wearing that.
And I'm going to be wearing 5 layers of clothing because it's going to be cold.
Oh boy.
Oh, boy.
Chris, man, the Browns, they got to line up the Bengals, man. Joe Burrow's hungrier than ever. He's rocking the Eminem bleach cut right now. Man, Chris, what is that score prediction, bro?
Wow. This is probably the game I'm most excited for, to be honest, in the entire season. We've always wanted to go to a Bengals game. He's a Bengals fan. I just love watching Ohio football. What better Ohio NFL matchup than both of the Ohio teams going head-to-head? Gosh, it's...
Oh, God.
Joe Burrow is kind of owned by the Browns.
That's true. We're 0-4, 0-5.
I think he's beat him like once or twice in his whole career.
Oh, did he actually beat him once?
It's because the Bengals defense, they're not there yet physicality-wise in defense. And the Browns, man, they just love running the rock or pounding the rock, running the ball, giving it to Nick Chubb every
Mr.
single
Bussity
down.
himself.
Yeah. I think he's going to come back, have a great year, though, by the way, with that knee. I think he's going to be hungrier than ever this season. So he's going to want to make a point that, no, the injury didn't affect him. And you already seen him squatting like 600-plus pounds with that knee. It's crazy. For the sake of the physicality of the Browns' defense and the lack of with Cincinnati's defense, and I think Joe Burrow's going to be dicing up the Browns' defense, to be honest. And I know the Browns got a great defense, but give me the Browns 42, Bengals
Get out.
38.
Get out.
It's going to be an awesome game.
No, get out.
But
You're done. You're cut.
to the victor goes the spoils.
This is a solo
And
podcast.
the spoils will be the Bengals.
Jesus.
Dogs will be eating tigers that night.
I want a divorce.
Caleb, I kind of already know, but for the viewers that out there that are denser than the wood made by this shed, who do you have?
That was kind of cool, actually. How you did that? I respected that kind of like segment change, a little bit of a transition. Okay. The Bengals, dogs. We got Jamar Chase.
Dogs.
We lost.
But
Joe.
the Tigers,
Oh shoot, we're going against the dogs.
you're going against the dogs.
We're cats. We're
What
tigers.
Meow.
Meow, meow, meow. Shout out me, Kenyon. We're Tigers. We got Joe Burrow. We got Jamar Chase. We got T. Higgins. This Giants contract like a week ago. Love that. We got some amazing like the backups we got. Like we're competing for starting jobs at other teams. I can't remember the names. We had some like 2 or 3 guys that are pretty notable that are competing for like the 4th and 5th spot right now. So pretty excited for that. Joe Burrow. We got that Mixon's backup that balled out when Mixon got hurt last year for a little bit. Or he's out for a little bit last year. Like he just signed a full contract, so I'm pretty excited for him. Joe Mixon's gone, unfortunately. Give me the Bengals, bro. The Bengals line. I mean, they're still working on that and building that. I know Browns got honestly a full unit back together. I don't think Nick Chubb's ever gonna play efficiently again. I just don't think he is. I know we see Nick Chubb. Bro, that's like his 3rd knee tear, right? Or whatever. Like he had an awful one at Georgia.
Second. It was
Well,
second.
I mean, I think he's torn his ACL minorly before, but like that Georgia tear was bad, and this Browns tear was bad.
Horrible.
I don't see him coming back. And I would love to see him come back. At the same time, I wouldn't because it's a rivalry. But in terms of his health, it would be great. But I don't see it. I think Deshaun overrated, doesn't deserve the contract that he has.
Jameis Winston's the best quarterback on the team,
James Winston will probably be starting that game.
but nobody's ready for that conversation.
No, we'll say that for another podcast. That'll be another hour. But yeah, give me the Bengals. Rivalry game. I'm gonna say low scoring. And there's 2 high efficient offenses, but because of the rivalry, it happens every year. Both teams suck. Both the offenses suck, and it's miraculous how either ball gets in the end zone. Give me the Bengals, 24-21.
24-21. What if it's a snow game? Oh, that'd be so awesome if it was a snow game.
Dude, I'd probably cry because the Bengals Stadium is not ideal for snow. It was great for it being like a fall game when I went for my birthday, but
Yeah.
I cannot imagine being in a stadium during the snow. But yeah, pumped, ready to go. And that is all the games we have planned for the football schedule for the BTM podcast of Season 2.
That wraps up, well, not really season, or yeah, football games of Season 2, that's right. So
What matters
that kind of
of
wraps
Season
up
2.
the what matters of Season 2. Kind of the main dish, the turkey of the Thanksgiving dinner.
And then we'll get into the corn pudding of hockey for the rest of Season 2.
Of course.
Corn pudding. Moving on to the next segment.
Yeah, kickoff rules. Oh, wait, did we talk about those already?
We talked about it briefly. We didn't really cover it. Like I want to actually dive into the rules, the actual rules.
Dive away, Michael Phelps. Let's get it.
So, my name's Caleb. But so the new rules. Obviously, we knew that the NFL was going to try out the UFL rules. We knew that like a little while ago. But now they are adding really dumb onside kick rules. So
Emphasis on dumb.
very, very dumb. So, they're banning the swivel hip drop tackle. So that I guess it causes major injuries. So we love that. So that's not a bad rule. They're let me look. New rules first chance. There's no 1-year trial. So this is only a 1-year trial. So if it doesn't work out, they're going back to the old ways.
Oh, so it's kind of like their review for pass interference that they did a few. Remember when they said you could challenge pass interference calls?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's gonna be like, okay, that makes you feel better.
All right. So let me read this off to you. The return team will have at least 9 blockers lined up in the setup zone between the 30 and 35-yard line with at least 7 of those players touching 35. Up to 2 returners will be allowed inside the 20. Only the kicker and 2 returners will be allowed to move until the ball hits the ground or is touched by a return inside the 20. Interesting. Any kick that reaches the end zone in the air can be returned, or the receiving team can opt for a touchback and possession at the 30. Any kick that reaches the end zone in the air goes out of bounds or out of the end zone will result in a touchback at the 30. Okay, we kind of knew that from the UFL rules.
Per the Associated Press, right? It seems.
Now, where are the rules? Okay, onside kicks. The new rules eliminate the possibility of a surprise onside kick like the one that famously turned the tide in Super Bowl 44 when New Orleans stole an extra possession by recovering an onside kick to open the second half against Indianapolis. So, trailing teams will have to tell the other team of their intention to attempt an onside kick and only in the fourth quarter can you kick onside kicks.
Which is stupid.
So you have to be losing, you have to tell the other team, and it can only be in the fourth quarter.
Eliminates the purpose of an onside kick because the purpose was to catch the other team by surprise.
And
that
now-
was the purpose of it. You're totally taking the element of surprise and the purpose of the onside kick out of the equation.
Now let's go back to, was it 2 seasons ago, where was it like Miami beating the Broncos like 70-0 by
Yeah.
halftime, or
Yes.
like, what do you do there? You can't onside kick it to even try until the fourth quarter.
Exactly. If you're trailing and it's second quarter and you're down by 40 points and you just want to throw caution to the wind to try to give your team a spark, you can't do it. Flag.
Now, to be fair, the UFL kickoff has a 10%, I think it's actually 11.3% higher chance of a big return than what the old standard kickoffs rules were. So there is a higher chance of a bigger return because of the new scheme and the way they block and the way the new UFL kickoff rules are. So I mean, but do you think does that balance out the rules? In my opinion, in the BTM opinion, frick no.
No, it doesn't.
Frick no. Very stupid, very dumb NFL. I mean, why not just make it like the third quarter? Because by that point the game's kind of decided. But like,
Why not make it the first quarter? Make it the game, please.
the fourth quarter doesn't give the losing team a chance. Like if you're down by 3 possessions, I want to start honestly kicking it by third quarter.
And I don't want the other team to know.
What? Yeah. Hey, we're gonna try to get the ball back this time.
Hey, if it's okay with you, we're going to try to get the ball back because we're kind of down by a couple scores.
It's not like onside kicks work efficiently anyways. I mean, how many onside kicks there's probably been more failed onside kicks than there has been like actually getting them back.
Yeah.
And heck, even when the other team doesn't know about it, that Bills safety returned it for a freaking touchdown. Like, remember that? Like, they did a little spin in the air kind of thing. Was that a Bill? Was that Micah?
Might have been Micah.
What are we doing, NFL? The no fun league, bro.
Come on, guys.
I mean, does it make it intense? Because I guess everybody else will know, like the audience will know. Does it add an entertainment aspect
the
to
only
it?
thing I can think of that they're doing is
ruins
trying to
competitiveness.
eliminate injuries by, like, you know how blindside hits you're more likely to get injured from because you don't see it coming.
That's
So that's like
football,
my
though.
thing. I know it's football. You know, that's what you're paying these players for. You're paying these players to play and to put their bodies on the line. Not trying to sound mean or anything, but that's what they're getting. They're getting paid millions upon millions of dollars.
Money that we'll probably never actually get to see in our whole lives of working.
Yeah,
Like-
I mean, hopefully we do with this podcast, but
That'd be amazing.
That'd be
Please,
amazing.
ESPN, give us a show. But just dumb. No fun league. Just dumb, stupid. Man, I don't see how it makes it any safer because also in today's league, the way kickers kick onside kicks, it's kind of like a trick play. Hey, I'm running a trick play, other team, to get the ball back.
Yeah.
What's next? When you fake
Horrible.
punt, you have to tell the other team too now? Like,
horrible.
yeah, man. Don't like it. Chris, final thoughts.
Final thoughts, horrible. I hope, since it is a 1-year trial, let's just keep it at that. Let's not pay for the subscription. Let's just end it after the 1-year trial. Please, 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 please.
I hope everybody else hates it like we hate it.
Yeah.
I hope it works out anyway.
Hopefully it works. Hopefully it works out just as well as the challenge rule that they implemented a few years ago for that one time for pass interference, because I hated that as well.
All right, our last short segment of the podcast, closing this out. Chris, go ahead and explain it.
So basically, I think we did this for when we filmed the video for my school project, or it was something we filmed at
End of
Bluffton.
season 1.
Yeah, it was the end of season 1. Kind of just going through favorite stadium, least favorite stadium. I think it's simple as that. best qualities of the best stadium, and the worst qualities of the worst stadium, or lack thereof.
And I was talking to Chris about this before the podcast. It's hard because every stadium we went to is a different league, different conference,
Yeah.
or out of this country.
We branched out quite a bit, and they were all great quality stadiums too.
For what they were, you can't compare them fairly.
So if your favorite team is one of our worst or least favorites of the summer, don't take it personally. There were just other stadiums that were just better.
Exactly. And Chris, do you want to list the games we were at?
So in chronological order, first to kick off the summer, we were kind of debating about this, but since we're college kids, technically start of May is summer because we're not in school. We had Michigan Panthers, then we had the Toronto Argonauts because we canceled the Indy 500. Yeah.
I'm glad we did though, because it was like a 3 or 4 hour delay.
Oh my goodness, it was 4 hours, Caleb. I think after 1 hour, I would have left. I would have been fine.
It was already so late,
and it was storming. Those people were so muddy. Anyways, I don't want to get off topic. Second game was the Argonauts. Third game, Toronto Blue Jays. Fourth game, Toledo Mud Hens. All great quality teams, great quality stadiums, great quality experiences. Very different experiences too.
I mean, it's all different leagues.
All different leagues, yeah.
So, do you have your take? I mean, do you have yours?
Yeah. Do you want to do best or worst first? I think let's go best because worst might catch people by surprise for both of us.
Yeah.
Best stadium for me. I'm not gonna lie, and this is a team. This is really close. On both teams, I'd like to see again, but this team especially, I'd love to go back and see again. The Rogers Center, Toronto Blue Jays. Wow, that stadium was awesome, wasn't it?
Beautiful.
What a work of art that place was.
Modern.
It was
indoor.
modern. It was, and not your typical baseball stadium either. It was like the exterior looked like you were looking at a spaceship. It was like I was getting abducted by aliens. It was crazy. Glass panels, and you had the hotel on the opposite side of the main entrance.
It didn't feel like I was going to a baseball game. Like it was I felt like I was going to a rich, like fine dine hotel, and also you're surrounded by the city of Toronto. You're in a different country. It didn't feel like American baseball. Like, but like I'm not mad at it though. I'm not mad at it. It was different and cool experience.
And the exterior fit in with the skyscrapers so well because the skyscrapers. I was talking to him last time about how unique the skyscrapers of Toronto were with how they all had that like kind of reflective glass pane windows. How they kind of reflected and looked like waves on Lake Ontario, and kind of how the exterior had the glass panels and it was reflecting the same, but the interior was just something else. It was crazy. It was big. That ceiling of the roof was awesome. It kind of looked like the belly of a whale, didn't it?
It looked
like the belly of a whale, or like
sick.
the underside of a Viking ship,
or even just like what are like those like where you go and lay down in a theater and see all the stars. And people they display
like an
stars.
observatory.
Yes, that's what I thought of.
It just looked awesome. Looked something out of this world. Like I said, best way I could describe it was like an alien spaceship.
And it was also a baseball without natural lighting. It was all lights. It was, and the light shows were insane.
In the outfield district, the new 2024 renovations. Oh my goodness, they had like 4 beer gardens out there. We don't drink on the podcast to do alcohol, but it's just a great place to hang out. Picnic tables, bar food out there. They had like you can check the vlog, like 5 or 6 different televisions having MLB The Show, the video game, playing for kids that maybe weren't interested, or adults before the game. It was crazy, and all turf rugs out there. It was awesome. Music playing, you could watch the game. It was great, and just lots of different things to do around the stadium, and in the shops, and the food was awesome. Not the what was it? The plum sauce. The plum sauce. No, the plum sauce. No.
The high roll and the plum sauce, top 2 worst things on the food wise on the podcast.
Yeah, but it was great though. The light show was awesome. The crowd was really into it. The attendance, it was almost, I think the attendance was like 93, 95%. Like it was just that very back corner that was like semi-empty.
But
it was full everywhere, and it was loud.
Yeah, but it was still enjoyable being in the front row of the top. It was enjoyable. Like we were in the very top of the front row, and it was. I don't think I would have enjoyed it if we were at the bottom as much.
No, we kind of decided at the Michigan Panthers game, like the best seats in the house
Where you can see the whole
Like,
game equally.
either the middle section or the front row of the upper deck, where it's just like you're watching it on TV.
Yeah.
Those are the best seats at any sporting event you go to.
Because also like the voices rise and you can like
Yeah.
hear the echoes. It's just
It was
sweet.
like hearing the crowd build up.
And it helps for my shots too. Give me better shots for the vlog.
Best moment from that game, Vladimir Guerrero Jr.'s home
Guerrero.
run. Guerrero Jr.'s home run. That was awesome. Hearing the crowd explode, getting it on camera too, and hearing "Oh Canada" before a baseball game. That
And
was something else.
they sang both.
Yeah,
They sang both.
I sang both. Of course, the close second for me was the Toronto Argonauts at BMO Field. That was an awesome experience. But best stadium, just the best one we went to this summer. The Rogers Center, Toronto Blue Jays. So, what about you? What was the best?
My favorite stadium. I'm struggling here. I am struggling.
Yeah, there was no bad stadiums this summer.
In terms of a perfect encompassing of what a game should be, I gotta give it to the Mud Hens.
The Mud Hens. The Mud Hens of Toledo.
It felt like I was going to a baseball game. I walked in, I see the hot dogs, the beer,
Wow.
I see all the Mud Hens logos. I see the crowd. The crowd was kind of lacking. They were quiet, but the effort was there, and it felt like I felt like I would bring my wife and kids out to that game. I don't have any wife and kids. Hit me up. But hey, it felt like everything belonged that was there, and it's surrounded by Toledo, and I just liked it. It was very scenic. It was very traditional, old. It honestly made me miss my grandpa, because my grandpa and I used to go to baseball games when I was growing up, and it was just very like that feeling of like I want to go sit in my grandpa's lap as a 5-year-old boy and watch baseball, and I love it. Now it is closed to Toronto Argos. There's the BMO field because it's a different take. It felt like European soccer, American football. It had the European soccer horns and loud, and the way the speaker was talking.
It was crazy.
Like they were saying touchdown. The way you hear like goal, like it was awesome. The fans were awesome. The pounding of the steel stadium, whatever. Like maybe was it steel or aluminum, whatever. It was awesome.
Cannon.
The cannon.
And they had the foghorn from a Laker ship, a Laker freighter.
Dude, it was awesome. So like in terms of a different take of a great sport that I love, and I love playing, I love being around, and I want to build a media career off of, it was awesome to see a different take in Canada, and I would love to go back to an Argos game. Argos, please ask us to come back out.
Just ask us.
But in terms of what you expect to see at a baseball game, the Mud Hens encompassed it all.
Yeah.
So Mud Hens for me.
That was awesome. And it's $21 including fees and taxes.
And hanging out with Kendra and Elijah, dude, an amazing, fun. I mean, it was probably one of the most fun I've ever had at a game.
Yeah. By the way, if you're ever going to a Toledo Mud Hens game,
get the barstool seats and home run section.
If you want to just grab a group of friends, like 10 friends, 20 friends, 30 friends, go sit in the outfield. $21 a person. They got picnic tables, bar stool seating. We sat up on the home run wall, which was awesome. Green monster seating for those that watch the MLB. You're just sitting over everything. It's like really high up there, and you got your table that's connected to the wall. It's awesome. All you guys are sitting in a row, chit-chatting. By the way, on the Mud Hens like website, it's going to show that there's different sections, but and it's sections of 4 seats, but all the seats were really close together. Like the people that were in different sections. No house was like table section 1, section 2. There wasn't really a section. Everyone was close together.
It was like sitting at your dinner table watching a game.
So even if you have more than 4 people, you guys will not be separated.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Great.
Best food. I think that's what we did last time.
Fire food.
Yeah.
Fire food.
Or no, I was going to say best food. Which
no, I don't understand what you're saying.
Oh,
but
no,
like, I'm staying with the Mud Hens in terms of they had some fire food though. Man, but best food, probably the Blue Jays.
Probably the Blue Jays.
I mean that chicken.
The chicken.
But then
was
the Mud Hens pizza and the ice cream I had. You just gotta appreciate that. I mean, in the baseball environment, it just made it taste better.
This man, I don't know what he was expecting, but we'll go into the Mud Hens game. This guy's eyes were opened. Like He told me this. I didn't initiate this. He told me he wanted to go back for another vlog and another time to just
And I
hang out
hate baseball.
with even more like friends just to hang out.
I don't like baseball either. But I had such a fun time goofing around with Kendra and Elijah, making jokes, swinging a miss, and just, man, want to go back so bad.
Yeah.
It was like a field trip, man. It was like a field trip.
It was. It
was
brought
also
back,
our fifth grade or fourth grade field trip.
brought
whatever it
back
was.
old memories
Yeah.
of sitting behind the third baseline and back in fifth grade on the field trip. It was pretty fun.
Fire.
My best food was probably the chicken, though.
The chicken.
From the Blue Jays.
And it actually was filling, and it wasn't crazy expensive. Usually it's never filling. Usually the food's never filling. And if it is, it's because there's extra burnt crisp on it, how you roll.
But this one was good.
Yeah. The plum sauce. No.
The worst segue into the worst food, the plum sauce.
But does that bring down the chicken basket because they offered the plum sauce with the? How do you have the best food that we had all summer and then the worst dipping sauce? Make that make sense, Chris. Does that ruin the chicken basket? The fact that they had to give out the plum sauce?
No, because I catch up with my chicken. I was mowing down that plum sauce just to be sure it was bad.
This is terrible. It's so. And what's crazy too, they didn't even ask us. They're like, take plum sauce. Like they didn't even like. Do you want the plum sauce? They were like, take
They're
it.
just like, please take this off our hands. We have a quota that we're supposed to get rid of. Please, you can throw this away on your way out. Please just take this.
We didn't charge you for it. Just please. Please. I'm trying to get rid of it. It's a Heinz plum sauce. But yeah. Now, worst stadium.
Worst stadium. For me,
For me.
I got to go. It hurts my soul to say this, but I got to go with it. It was a great time, though. But Ford Field, Michigan Panthers.
It's such a good stadium, though.
It was.
You know why it's bad, though? Because early on league, there was no Michigan Panthers decorations.
They had the stuff, the boundaries like down in the lower bowl.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that was it.
And they used
had
the
the
Lions
UFL
paint.
logo on the 50. They didn't have a Michigan Panthers logo on the 50.
They used the Lions paint for the end zones.
And to be honest, great environment. Like the fans that were there were into it, but it was empty, man. That was an empty stadium.
And honestly, it felt like the BG Minnesota Bowl game.
It did.
It was the same size, honestly, in terms of the fans. But
I'd say it was lower. There was more fans at that game.
Really? Wow. Okay, well, I guess yeah. But
Ford
Field's still great though. We went to a lot of good games. We went to 4 good games. It's great games.
But it was that, and the food wasn't that good either. I mean, I had a big boy sandwich from the Big Boy.
It was so
and
bad.
Quite frankly,
that might be one of the worst foods.
I was gonna say that came in second behind
Dry
the plum
bun,
sauce.
Dry burger. The sauce was like the only thing that made it. The sauce made it easier for it to go down, but I was like munching. It was
And
bad.
to add on, that was like one of maybe 3 places that was open, because I think that was something we covered on the vlog.
Yeah.
There was no concessions open. Like if you go to a Michigan Panthers game, I don't know about other UFL teams, but it's specifically Michigan Panthers, expect there to only be like 3 or 4 concessions open in the entire stadium. There's no concessions open. There's nowhere to go. There's like maybe, and usually there's lots of little events going around. We saw maybe like one event, like one of those little gimmicky events in the whole stadium. Like it was just wasn't there. But Ford Field's a great venue. Just the stuff in the venue that makes it so great wasn't open.
Yeah.
And that was our Michigan Panthers experience.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a bad experience at all because also half the guys we watch play are now in the league, like that one receiver and stuff. Like,
And it was a great game.
good game.
Great game.
We got
Game-winning kick by the kicker. I don't remember his name, but
And now he's with the Lions.
Yeah.
Is it Jake Sims? What's his name? I didn't know his name.
remember.
Sims. I think Sims is the receiver. But we also got to see Marquette King punt.
yes, we did.
That was awesome.
That was awesome. That was another
That
great
was
moment.
Marquette King.
But
That was awesome.
yeah. But going back though, for if we went to a Lions game, Ford Field would be a top 5 stadium we've ever been to as a podcast.
I think it still is. It is still a top 5 stadium I've been to. It's lower in terms of what the summer because of what it was. Because like I said, the Mud Hens game, the Mud Hens Stadium is nothing fancy, but it's because it encompasses everything.
and it's intimate.
Yeah, the Panthers. It's like you're going to go see Lions play. Just kidding. It's us, the UFL Panthers. Like,
It's the inferior cat team.
yeah, I feel like I'm going to see the rejected ginger stepchild. Like at the football. That's what I felt like it was. But it was still a great game. It just happened to be, whatever.
Yeah. Great memory though. Still better than Ohio State hockey. I
That might be one of the worst games ever.
But worst 2 games ever.
That is true. I don't know why we went back.
I mean,
twice.
Unless if we get free
Oh,
tickets, that we
goodness.
probably won't be back there ever again.
Just kidding, Buckeyes. Please invite us. We'll go.
We'll go.
Thanks
we'll
for the,
go.
Thanks for the puck, by the way. But yeah, guys. Any closing thoughts on any of the segments?
I think that was a great summer 2024. I can't really complain. We went to a lot of great stadiums. I think this was a great episode. We had a lot of fun. I think fall 2024, I might have said this once, and I'll say it again. There's a lot to look forward to because this is our first true fall football season of the BTM podcast. Because remember, our first episode was John Carroll, which was Mount Union's second to last game of the regular season last year. We have a full season at our
football season.
A full football season at our disposal this year, and lots of great things. I am 100% anticipating our schedule to not be 100%. So we will do, of course, weekly posts like we did this past spring when we were announcing each hockey game. We will, of course, keep you guys in date. Go follow us on Instagram, bench_2_Mike.
Look at you with the shout outs for once. Okay.
Yeah, follow us there on Instagram. We will have our weekly updates as to what the game's looking like, the kickoff times, and when vlogs will be coming out too. So we'll keep you up to date on that. But other than that, I'm excited. I can't wait. It's going to be a great season. Keep up on this guy. He's got a lot of great stuff from Bluffton and among other things that are going to be on the channel as well. Great video coming out. Well, that will have been out. It released on Wednesday because you're going to be watching this on Saturday.
Please go check it out. D2 versus D3 comparison. Chris, give us your outro, man. Give it to us, man. Please.
So, wherever you are and whenever you're watching this, have a great morning, noon, afternoon, and night. God bless you guys. Stay smart, stay safe, and take care.
Appreciate y'all boys watching. Socials in the description. I'll catch y'all boys next time. Peace.